Hello and welcome dear student, and our today's topic is disaster management from class 9. So let's begin our lesson. See what is a disaster. Let's see. So various natural disasters like thunderbolts means lightning, floods, fire, and man-made disaster also like accidents, bomb explosions, chemical accidents in industries, stampedes. Now stampedes means crowd of a people or cattle. So stampedes in mass gatherings, riots, etc. occur around us from time to time, and they cause large scale damage to life and property. So these are the disaster which causes a large scale damage to life and property. Now let's see what is a disaster management. You can observe a picture on a screen. So a disaster management is action implemented through proper planning, organized activity and coordination just to help people, and it includes the following. First, disaster management used to prevention of losses and danger. Second point, improving tolerance. Third, providing relief. Fourth, preparation to face the disaster. Fifth, immediate action in the disaster. That means any kind of disaster which we have just seen in our previous slide. So immediate action in the disaster situation. 6, assessment of damages and intensity of the disaster. 7, arranging for rescue work and help the people. 8, rehabilitation and rebuilding. Now rehabilitation, it is a process of helping a person who has suffered from injury, so he or she will regain maximum self-sufficiency and can restore lost of skills. Okay, so these 8 point do the disaster have done by the disaster management, just to help the people or overcoming the people from the any kind of disastrous situation. So our next topic is first aid to disaster victim. So the main objective of first aid is the prevention of death, preventing deterioration of health and starting the process of rehabilitation. Now the meaning of word rehabilitation I have just explained you student in our previous slide. So hence it is important to know about the emergency measures or first aid practices to be followed. So let's see one by one. So first is basic principle of first aid. Let's see. So life and resuscitation, ABC. So now resuscitation is the act of bringing someone back to life. So ABCs are given. Let's see one by one. So first is A. So A is refers as airway. Now if the victim has difficulty in breathing, the head should be held in a backward sloping position or the chin should be raised so that the respiratory passage remains open. So you can observe the picture how the chin is raised so that the respiratory passage remains open. Now next is B. Now B stands for breathing. Now if breathing has stopped, the victim should be given artificial ventilation by mouth to mouth resuscitation. Now we can observe in the second picture how the mouth to mouth ventilation is given to the victim. Now next is C, that is circulation. So let's see. So if the victim is unconscious, then after giving mouth to mouth respiration twice, the heart should be pressed down hard by pressing the chest with both the palms. You can observe in the third picture also. So these two actions should be repeated alternately about 15 times. That means breathing and artificial ventilation and circulation should be repeated after 15 times. And this is called cardiopulmonary resuscitation, that is CPR, and it helps to bring the circulation back to normal. So this helped the victim such a extent. So these are the ABCs for first aid during the victims which has suffered from the disaster. Next basic principle of first aid is bleeding. So if the victim is injured and bleeding through the wound, then the wound should be covered with an antiseptic pad. Now antiseptic is used to preventing and used for preventing infection and injuries in an injury, especially by killing the bacterial growth. So here the wound should be covered with an antiseptic pad or wipes and pressure applied on it for 5 minutes with either thumb or palm. So these are the antiseptic pads. Next is fracture and impact on vertebrae. Now if any bone is fractured, it is essential that the fractured part be immobilized. Now immobilized means the fractured part should be still. Like you can observe on this picture on the screen how the fractured part is being immobilized. That means it is in still position or in rest position. So it can be done with the help of any available wooden rods, batons, rulers, etc. So if there is an impact on the back or vertebral column, the patient should be kept immobile on a firm stretcher. You can observe in the second picture how the patient or victim has been kept immobile on a stretcher. Now next basic principle of first aid is burns. So if victims have burn injuries, it is beneficial to hold the injured part under clean and cold flowing water for at least 10 minutes. So these all are the basic principle of the first aid. Now next is for injuries like sprain, twisting and contusion, the rice remedy should be applied. Rice, R-I-C-E, rice remedy should be applied to such victim. Let's see what is the rice. So rice, the full form of R is, the R stands for rest. Now rest, it allow the victim to sit in a relaxed position. This was R. Now let's see what I stands for. So I stands for ice. So apply an ice pack to the injured part of a patient. Now C stands for compression. So after the ice pack treatment, the injured part should be massaged gently. Now E stands for elevation. So the injured part should be kept in a rest position or in an elevated or high position. Like you can observe how the pillow or anything is kept below the leg. So this was the rice remedy to a victim if the victim has suffered from sprains, twisting and contusion. I hope you all have understood. So next we have how to transport victims or patient in the disaster, any kind of disaster situation. Let's see. First is a cradle method. Now in cradle method, this method is useful for children and underweight victims to carry from one place to safe place. Now next is a carrying piggyback. Now useful for carrying patients who are unconscious. Now next type of transport is human crutch method. Now in human crutch method, if one of the legs is injured, the victim should be supported with minimum load on the other leg. Now next type of transport is pulling or lifting method. Now this method is used for carrying an unconscious patient through a short distance. Next method is carrying on two-hand chair. So this is useful when support is needed for the part below the waist. Next method is carrying on four-hand chair. So this method is useful for those patients who cannot use their hands but can hold their body upright. Next is a stretcher. So in an emergency, if a conventional stretcher is not available, then a temporary stretcher can be made using bamboos, blanket, etc. So these were all the types of transport by which the victims can be transferred from one or disaster situation to the safe place. The other emergency measures, let's see what they are. So boats are used by the civil administration to rescue people trapped in a flooded area, and as an emergency measure, wooden boats, bamboo floats, air-filled rubber tube from a tire can be used to advantage. So this is another type of transport. Now next type of is a fire extinguisher. It is used to extinguish a fire. So a fire extinguisher is a portable appliances that can be easily carried anywhere. These are the on the screen second picture. You can observe the different type of fire extinguisher like foam, wet chemicals, water, powder or dry carbon dioxide, etc., etc. So various appliances are used to put out a fire. So student, these are all the different kind of situation and different remedies to have the save a victim from a disastrous situation. So I hope you all have understood this disaster management topic very well. Thank you.